bad.
Oh, but don't have her cuss you out now. Don't not in front of me. Not in front of the
Yeah.
wizards.
You funny, Tommy. You real funny.
No, tell him the truth. She
Oh,
don't. Why you be
he
listening?
said tell her the truth.
Why you be listening to him? You do be saying that.
I do ask him that sometimes, but for the most part, I think you're funny.
Okay, well, go ahead. This is your free shot at talking to me about what you find problematic. This is a free shot.
Tell me.
Yeah, I think some of the things that you say.
Get closer so I can hear you.
Okay, hold on.
And we'll have a very good conversation because your man look big, so I don't want to get my ass whooped. So I'm gonna be real respectful. Yeah, just get close to the mic. You don't have to be on the camera. Just be close to the mic. You can point it at him.
That you say about black women, I just disagree with, and I understand that you always say not all. I make that understood, like the letter Y, but I just disagree with some of the things you say now. You're not as bad as Kevin Samuels.
No. Tell me the things you disagree with, though. I want to know the things you disagree with. Let's talk there.
Let's see. What's some things that you say?
It's your time.
I know. Some things that you say, like black women are horrible mothers. Yeah, some of us are, but for the most part, I don't think I agree with that.
Well, let me say something to you. So let's talk it out. Black women, to me, in general, are horrible mothers when you have 76+% of the children born out of wedlock, and they continue to do it. When 80% of the people in jail come from single mothers. What would you quantify that as?
I mean, there's a common denominator.
That's what I'm saying.
Guess what, though? Guess what else makes them single? Absent father.
Yeah, but hold on a second. You can be a single mother and still be a good mother and raise your children and not do these things wrong, couldn't you? Don't you think that a lot of mothers who had what about the mothers of children in World War II, Vietnam, World War I, or the Civil War? Guess where their fathers were? Dead. They didn't come home. Those mothers still had to do a job. If you decided that you don't want that man to treat, because the easiest thing for a woman to do today is say, until you marry me, I will not produce a kid with you, right?
Yeah, they pretty much hold the power in saying when they want to or when they don't want to have kids.
Mm-hmm. So they're purposely having children with men who haven't made a commitment to them. So that means they felt like they were ready to have children by themselves and raise them properly. Yet they did it and didn't. So that means they did it on purpose.
Yeah, at that point, when you look at it that way, because they didn't give the guy a chance to say whether he wanted a kid or not.
That's what I'm saying. So then I have to say that is the worst mother, because typically when you talk to women of other races, the last thing they want to do is raise a child without the man. The last thing they want to do is produce a child by a dude they don't know his real name, a dude who doesn't have a job, a dude who got 9/11 kids with somebody else. They're not trying to do that.
Yeah, you're right. And overall, I think a good mother is going to do what's best for the child, regardless.
And I'm not saying it to hurt their feelings to where they just hate me. I'm actually saying it to where they will try to say, let me prove him wrong. And one of the best ways to prove me wrong is to not be one of those women I talk about, wouldn't it? So then you could call in the show and say, I'm not that lady. Then another one can call in and say, I'm not that lady. And then those numbers keep going down. It's the equivalent, and to bring it back to what we're talking about today, those white girls wouldn't have been able to walk around acting like that had they not seen it a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we give people ammunition, we can't get mad if they shoot it at us. So what I'm trying to do is say, as a black man, I should be able to say this stuff, because white people are saying it behind our back, and the only people getting compensated for it is the group who's continuing it going. Because black men don't get compensated for knocking women up. We're doing those women a favor by knocking them up so they can hit a place to stay, so they can get that $10 billion from Goldman Sachs. We're doing them a favor. And the only reason we're doing them a favor is because we were raised by those type of women. The men who weren't raised by those type of women won't touch them, no matter what they look like, no matter how big their butt are. the men who were raised in the right household, probably like the man you with, he knows not to touch a woman like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he with you.
Well, I was just gonna say it, but I guess I don't have to. But I'm not that woman.
See? So the fact that now think about what you were able to do. You were able to say the things you dislike about me, but you were also able to say the shit was funny. So you are not a one-sided person.
Mm-mm.
That's all I'd ever want from my woman. Don't be a one-sided person that everything hurts you. Watch it and be like, man, that's fucked up. But here's something else and be like, well, that does make sense. Don't throw it all out.
No, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we appreciate you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
And
you
as
so
soon as I
much.
get off here, I'm gonna hit the Cash App. It's gonna be a different name though, but you'll know what I mean.
All
But
right,
I
cool.
appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Keep doing what you're doing.
That's what I'm talking about. See, if I could have more couples like that. If some of you men were men like that man, let me tell you how that man is a man. He watched me, and even though his girl don't like him watching me sometimes or don't agree with me, guess what he still did? He still watched me. He's a handsome brother, too. I was hoping he put his girl on the camera. They might have been a handsome couple. But he said, and he held her to it. He said, say to him what you say when he ain't on camera. And she was respectful in her disagreement. That's all we can ask for, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing else. Curtis, what's up?
What up, Tommy?
Not much. Talk to me.